Hello, hello, hello. It's Shirley Ross, close to Art Maker, and this is Design Space Friday. And today I'm going to share with you how to create a 12 by 12 overlay. I like to do overlays. They're a quick and easy way to create a cute layout by just having to add photos to a cutout. And to do a 12 by 12, it's not that hard. What you're really going to do is everything here that's in black is going to be what cuts out, and everything that's around it will stay. And you don't have to do the 12 by 12 part. So let me just share with you how to create it. Then I'll show you how it looks on the mat. So that will make more sense. And there was a photo of a layout that I did using this at the beginning, and I'll put one at the end so that you can see it on both sides of the video. So the first thing I want to do, when I created this one, they didn't have some of the new shapes that they have available. This is all done with free shapes. So we're going to bring in a half circle, and we're going to bring in a square, and we're going to bring in a circle. All right, to get all that ketchup with me here. There we go. And there we are. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is move the circle out of the way. It's the last thing we'll be doing. The next thing is I'm going to slide the square down. All right, now we're going to work with the half circle. Now I want it to be 10 and a half by 6. So I'm going to open this up and do 6. And 10.5. All right, and you'll see it fits in there pretty well. Like I said, this is different than I did some slicing at the time when I created this one. Excuse me. But we are not going to need to do that because we have that half circle. The next thing we're going to want to do is the two lines between. This will hold 3 photos. So we're going to make these photo wells. So I'm going to take and duplicate. It'll be just a shake. There we go. I'm going to put that one over here for use in a moment. And then we want to have 1/4 of an inch by 6. So we're going to make it 6 by 0.25. And I'm going to need 2 of those. Let's duplicate it. All right, and then I'm just going to eyeball it. That looks about right. I don't want them to be true 4 by 6 openings because you want the photos to fit in there nicely. So we're just going to I'm going to use mine to see. I was pretty close. All right. So then we're going to not move that. I hit the undo button. I'm going to come up here. I want to capture all of that. There we are. And then we're going to use the subtract. In the past, would have used the slice, but I'm really liking the subtract. There we go. Oh, any moment now. There we go. All right, so you can see it subtracted. Over here, you'll see the parts are still there, and we want those to go away. So we are going to merge the layers, which is similar to welding. Excuse me. Now we want to create the photo wells. Now, these ones are smaller than 4 by 6. I think they're like 3 by 5.5, but I want to make sure that I get the 1/4 inch around them. So we are going to make this first square The 5.5 should be fine. But I think I want to make it, let's do 3.5 and see. That looks pretty good. All right, so then what I'm going to do is bring it over here, and I want to arrange it to the front. Whenever you're playing with subtract, you want whatever you're going to subtract out to be on the front. So I'm going to arrange it to the front and kind of just eyeball it to where I want it. That looks good. Then we're going to select both of those. And again, we're going to do subtract. Now, I could put all of them in place at one time and do the subtract, but I want to make sure that I'm getting them the exact size. So I'm going to do it this way. When you start playing with this, by all means, try different ways to see what works best for you. I forgot to make a duplicate of that, so we'll have to bring in another square. Okay. So we made that one 5.5, 5.5 by 3. Perfect. Very nice. All right, so let's duplicate that again. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it twice. And I think this one is just, nope, it's the same size. Perfect. So we're going to keep that one over there to fit in, but this one we are going to make it 3. All right. Oh, I forgot to unlock it. It doesn't really matter how wide it is because we are only working on, I'm going to move it all the way up. And I'm going to go ahead and touch the other one. I don't want to overlap it. I just want to touch it. But I want this one to go in a little bit further. And that's why I went ahead and made it the larger so that I will make sure that the line, that we still get the 1/4 inch. Okay. And I just want it to touch. All right. Let's see how that looks. Caught the whole thing again. Let's hit the undo. I love the undo button. All right, gotta wait a minute because I think I hit the undo 2 times. It's going a little slow. Give it a minute. All right, that looks good. All right. We don't want to catch this one. We just want that one. So I'm going to hold the shift and select the bottom one. So I only have the 2. All right, and then we want to subtract again. There we are. And then this piece is going to fit in here nicely. And then the last one is 1.5 by 5.5. So let's duplicate that and change it to 1.5. All right, and this is where I put the title for the one that I wanted. Now we need to go ahead and, that's going to be, yeah, so let's duplicate that. All right, and we are going to change that to 1.75. I'm not going to worry about the width because I just want to make sure. Let's move this up just a little bit because when we weld it at the end, I want it to all be good. So again, we just want that to touch there. That looks good. And again, I just want to grab this half circle and the new piece. So I'm going to hold the shift key down and then we are going to subtract. All right, and we'll bring in this piece right here. Now when you get ready, I might have made that one a little bit too small. Let's see. Yep. So let's undo. Do. There we go. And undo. So we want to unsubtract. All right. So let's make that one 2 inches. There we go. I want to make sure I have that same 1/4 of an inch all the way around. All right. So then I'm going to hold that one, select that one, and then select the half circle. And again, we're going to do the subtract. All right, let's see if we got it better that time. Yep, there we go. All right, now if you were going to put a title on here, then you would just go ahead and do your title and put it in here and subtract it out. All right, now for the circle. And we're going to duplicate. Oh, first thing I want to do is I don't catch that all the way on the other side. There we go. We get higher up. There we are. I want to go ahead and weld this so it's one, because I don't want to lose what we've already done. All right, so we're going to bring this circle and let's make it 3 inches. All right, let's arrange it to the front. Remember, you have to bring it to the front so it would subtract out, and then just decide where we want it. Now, in the layout that I shared, I actually made that a soccer ball. All right, and then this time I can just capture those. And again, we'll do the subtract. There we are. And then I'm just going to bring in another circle. I'm going to make it 2.5. And slide it into place. And then I am going to, again, weld everything. And it's done. So then we would hit make it. And here's where you will see. So here you can see on the mat, we're going to center it. And when it cuts, it's just going to cut out these pieces and not any of the outside. These pieces you can take those out, use those for scraps, but this will be your overlay, the whole piece on the outside. So that's how you make a 12 by 12 overlay using a half circle. I'm going to cancel that out. You can do all kinds of shapes. So I hope you enjoyed your Design Space Friday, and I will see you again next week. This is Shirley Ross, close to my heart maker.